Beyoncé dips bananas in ketchup like it's the most natural thing in the world, while Dove Cameron treats chocolate brownies as vehicles for ranch dressing delivery. These are the genuine comfort foods that Hollywood's biggest stars actually crave and defend with surprising passion. What happens when fame, fortune, and unlimited access to the world's best chefs collide with questionable taste buds? You get snack combinations so bizarre that they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about celebrity sophistication. Number 7. Dua Lipa's pickle and jalapeno Diet Coke. When Dua Lipa posted her creative Diet Coke recipe in 2024, the internet collectively lost its mind. The Houdini singer casually poured pickle juice and jalapeno brine into a perfectly innocent glass of Diet Coke, added ice, and garnished it with actual pickle slices, like she was crafting a sophisticated cocktail at a 5-star restaurant. The result looked like something a mad scientist would create after being banned from every legitimate laboratory in existence. The combination creates what can only be described as a flavor war zone, where sweet meets sour, with a combo of spicy in the most chaotic way possible. Diet Coke lovers found their beloved beverage transformed into something that tasted like carbonated salad dressing with a hint of liquid fire. The pickle juice overpowers the cola's sweetness, while the jalapeno brine adds an aggressive heat that makes your tongue question its life choices. Food critics who tested this monstrosity described it as aggressively confusing and what happens when TikTok trends go too far. The most telling reaction came from Coca-Cola themselves, who responded to Dua's video by saying, "I'm calling her filthy," which is corporate speak for "please stop associating our product with this chaos." Despite going viral with millions of views, most people who attempted the recipe agreed that some experiments should stay in the laboratory and never reach human consumption. Number 6. Selena Gomez's popcorn with Tabasco and pickle juice. Selena Gomez introduced her version of Texas-style popcorn on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and the reaction from Jimmy's face said everything you needed to know about this regional delicacy. Her recipe involves drowning perfectly good popcorn in Tabasco sauce and pickle juice, then adding salt for extra punishment. She proudly defended this as authentic Texas cuisine, which probably made actual Texans everywhere question their state's culinary reputation. The fundamental problem with this snack is that it destroys everything that makes popcorn appealing. Popcorn's greatest strength is its light, airy crunch that provides satisfying texture without overwhelming flavor. Once you drench it in liquid condiments, you're left with soggy, vinegar-soaked kernels that have the consistency of wet cardboard and the flavor profile of a pickle that's been set on fire. The Tabasco sauce provides an aggressive heat that numbs your taste buds within the first few bites, while the pickle juice adds a sharp acidity that makes your face involuntarily scrunch up like you've bitten into a lemon. Salt becomes redundant because your mouth is already under assault from multiple directions. The combination creates a snack that's more endurance challenge than enjoyable eating experience. Number 5. Channing Tatum's peanut butter, jelly, and Cheetos sandwich. During a Reddit Q&A session, Channing Tatum revealed his childhood comfort food that he still considers the perfect sandwich: white bread loaded with creamy peanut butter, grape jelly, and a generous helping of crunchy Cheetos. He described this creation with the enthusiasm of someone sharing a family recipe passed down through generations, apparently unaware that some childhood memories should remain buried in the past. The problem with Tatum's sandwich lies in its complete disregard for flavor harmony. The sticky sweetness of grape jelly clashes violently with the artificial cheese powder coating of Cheetos, creating a taste experience that's simultaneously too sweet and too salty. The peanut butter attempts to mediate between these warring flavors, but ends up making everything stickier and more difficult to chew. Each bite delivers a confusing mixture of textures that feels like eating a candy bar that's been contaminated with snack food debris. The Cheetos lose their satisfying crunch almost immediately upon contact with the jelly, transforming into soggy, cheese-flavored chunks that provide textural confusion rather than enhancement. The artificial cheese flavor becomes more pronounced when mixed with sweet elements, creating an aftertaste that lingers long after you've finished eating. Number 4. Blake Lively's pumpkin ice cream with pickles. During her pregnancy, Blake Lively developed a craving that sent her husband Ryan Reynolds on late-night grocery runs across Los Angeles. Organic pumpkin ice cream paired with artisan pickles. While pregnancy cravings often involve unusual combinations, Lively's particular pairing created a flavor and texture combination that even the most understanding friends and family members struggled to comprehend or support. The contrast between creamy, sweet pumpkin ice cream and sharp, sour pickles creates a sensory experience that's more confusing than satisfying. The ice cream's smooth texture clashes with the pickle's firm crunch, while the seasonal sweetness of pumpkin spice battles against the aggressive acidity of vinegar and brine. Each bite delivers conflicting messages to your taste buds, leaving them uncertain whether they're experiencing dessert or some kind of elaborate practical joke. Brave taste testers who attempted to recreate Lively's craving described the first bite as surprisingly novel, before quickly descending into, why would anyone do this to themselves? The ice cream begins to melt upon contact with the pickle, creating a puddle of sweet spiced liquid that dilutes the pickle's flavor while making everything unnecessarily messy. The combination leaves an aftertaste that's simultaneously too sweet and too sour, creating a lingering flavor that's difficult to eliminate, even with palate cleansers. Even Reynolds himself has joked about his wife's pregnancy cravings in interviews, describing his midnight grocery store runs as missions to satisfy cravings that defy all logic and reason. The general consensus among friends and family members who witnessed this particular food phase was that pregnancy hormones can truly make people crave the impossible, and that some combinations should remain private family experiences rather than public food recommendations. Number 3. Selena Gomez's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups with Pickles. Selena Gomez's pickle obsession extends beyond her infamous popcorn creation into dessert territory with a combination that makes nutritionists weep: Reese's Peanut Butter Cups topped with sliced pickles. She approaches this creation with the precision of a chef preparing a gourmet dish. The fundamental problem with this combination is that it destroys the carefully crafted balance that makes Reese's Peanut Butter Cups appealing. The candy's success lies in the harmonious relationship between chocolate and peanut butter, two flavors that complement each other perfectly. Adding pickles introduces an aggressive sourness that overwhelms both the chocolate's sweetness and the peanut butter's richness, creating a flavor profile that's more punishment than pleasure. The texture combination proves equally problematic. The pickle's firm crunch contrasts sharply with the soft, chewy consistency of the candy, creating an eating experience that feels more like a mistake than an intentional food choice. The pickle juice inevitably makes contact with the chocolate, creating a wet, salty coating that fundamentally alters the candy's texture and flavor. What should be a satisfying dessert becomes a confusing mixture of sweet, salty, and sour that leaves your taste buds genuinely uncertain about what they've just experienced. Food critics who tested this combination described it as aggressively wrong and what happens when pickle addiction goes too far. Even Gomez's most devoted fans have struggled to defend this particular food choice, with many suggesting that her pickle enthusiasm has crossed from quirky personality trait into concerning dietary behavior. The consensus among taste testers was that some flavor combinations exist purely to test human endurance, rather than provide actual enjoyment. Number 2. Dove Cameron's brownies with ranch dressing. Dove Cameron has committed what many consider the most offensive food combination on this list: dipping rich, chocolatey brownies in ranch dressing. She discovered this pairing as a child and has continued to defend it as an adult, calling it a perfect balance of sweet and savory flavors. In reality, this combination represents everything that can go wrong when childhood food experiments are allowed to influence adult dietary choices. The fundamental issue with Cameron's creation is that it completely destroys the dessert identity of brownies. These baked goods are designed to be rich, sweet, and indulgent, a perfect ending to a meal or a standalone treat that satisfies chocolate cravings. Ranch dressing, with its tangy, herby flavor profile, belongs in the savory food category and has no business making contact with chocolate. The combination creates a flavor collision that leaves both components tasting wrong and unappetizing. The texture pairing proves equally problematic. Brownies are meant to be dense, fudgy, and satisfying, with a texture that melts slightly in your mouth to release chocolate flavor. Ranch dressing adds a cold, creamy coating that prevents the brownie from achieving its intended texture, while introducing competing flavors that mask the chocolate entirely. Each bite becomes a confusing mixture of sweet chocolate, tangy herbs, and dairy-based dressing that creates an aftertaste best described as deeply regrettable. Professional food critics who tested Cameron's combination universally described it as the worst celebrity food choice, and what happens when someone mistakes novelty for flavor improvement. Even the most adventurous eaters admitted defeat after attempting this pairing, with many requiring palate cleansers to remove the lingering taste. The consensus was clear: some childhood discoveries should remain buried in childhood, especially when they involve treating desserts as vehicles for salad dressing consumption. Number 1. Beyoncé's banana and ketchup combo. During her first pregnancy, reports emerged from Beyoncé's catering staff about her unusual cravings, with the most shocking being bananas dipped in ketchup. While pregnancy hormones can create bizarre food desires, this particular combination challenged even the most understanding observers and created a flavor pairing that food scientists struggle to explain or defend. The texture combination alone makes this snack problematic. Bananas have a soft, creamy consistency that becomes mushy when fully ripe, while ketchup adds liquid acidity that makes everything slippery and difficult to eat neatly. The visual presentation resembles something that belongs in a hospital cafeteria's failed experiment section, rather than a superstar's personal menu. Each bite delivers a confusing mixture of fruity sweetness and tangy tomato flavor that leaves your taste buds questioning their evolutionary purpose. The flavor profile creates what can only be described as gustatory chaos. Bananas provide natural sweetness and mild flavor that pairs well with complementary tastes like peanut butter, honey, or chocolate. Ketchup introduces aggressive tomato acidity, vinegar tang, and artificial sweetness that overwhelm the banana's subtle flavor completely. The result tastes like fruit that's been contaminated by condiment spillage rather than an intentional food combination. Even the most devoted Beyoncé fans struggled to defend this particular craving, with many suggesting that pregnancy hormones can truly make anyone crave the impossible. Food bloggers who attempted to recreate the combination universally described it as immediately gag-inducing, and proof that even queens can have questionable moments. The consensus among taste testers was that this particular food combination should have remained a private pregnancy moment rather than becoming public knowledge that might influence others to attempt it. Which of these bizarre celebrity snacks shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for more evidence that celebrities are just as capable of questionable life choices as the rest of us. They just do it with more expensive ingredients.